Hello and welcome to my video lecture on storing XML documents. So in a previous lecture we talked about what XML is. The next question should be, well, what do we do with this stuff? We're going to store, we can store them as files. One way or another we're going to store these. Everything has to be stored in a computer as a file. So we're going to store it, we could store it as a file. But any kind of file processing runs into the original problems of why we started making these databases to begin with. So we have options. We can shred it, so we can write code that actually reads through an XML document, strips out all of the tags, and stores all of the information and all of the attributes relationally, right? So we can take our XML data, and instead of storing it as XML, we can store it as relational data simply by what they call shredding it. And again, you can write a program. There are programs out there. You feed it an XML document, and it converts it. Just the way sometimes you open up a comma-separated values file, a CSV file. If you double-click it, it opens up in Excel, and Excel displays it for you, nice and neatly instead of in textual format. Same kind of thing. You're going to take an XML document, shred it, and it's going to be stored relationally, all nice and neat. Or you can take the entire XML document, which could be enormous, and dump it into what's known as a blob or a clob, a binary large object type of data type. Right, so blobs and clobs are Oracle data types that let you store enormous fields of data. So it's one field. You take one field in a table, throw an entire XML document into it. You can now, this is fairly recent, within the last 4 years or so, the big database management vendors have created actual XML documents using XML columns, so that you can actually store data in a column-wise manner. But most of what's been happening now is there's actually an XML database. So in the database, so you have special databases that store XML data. They're they're non-relational, as you might imagine, but again, so you have, for all intents and purposes, 4 common options for how you would store XML documents. And that is the end of my video lecture on storing XML.